So Claudia, again, we're not dealing with literature here. We're just dealing with a plot summary from the Aithiopis, or the Song of the Ethiopians, attributed to Arctinus of Miletus. And this plot summary is attributed to Proclus, about whom we know nothing. And the reason I want to pay special attention to every word in this part of the plot summary is it says in a rather pedestrian way what the poetry would say in a super spectacular way if we only had it. I want to concentrate here on that moment where Achilles is rushing into the citadel and then is killed by Paris and Apollo. Well, obviously this is a kind of face-to-face with a daimōn situation, but this prose summary doesn't say it in a very spectacular way, does it? And again, you could imagine that some epic versions of telling this story would have simply Paris killing Achilles. And one kind of tradition that has come down to us, that Achilles has an Achilles heel, and that Paris shoots an arrow and the arrow hits the heel, and that's how Achilles dies. That's one of many versions. In the Iliad, we don't have anything about an Achilles heel. But you could imagine, even without having all these beautiful variant poetic versions available to us, you can easily imagine that that's one epic version. Another epic version is something more spectacular that corresponds to the death scene of Patroklos. And clearly, in some treatments, the intervention of Apollo would be highlighted, and how mystical it is, and how, when we first talk about it, we think of him as a daimōn, and then we realize, it's Apollo. And then in other versions, there may be an emphasis on Paris, and how Paris is the instrument of the god Apollo. By Paris, I mean Alexander, that's his other name. The bottom line still is that this moment, and I wish we had it even in the Song of the Ethiopians, is lost in its poetic version. All we have is this plot summary. But what a moment it must have been.